When I first thought about making the music video for Taralets, I imagined it would be me doing my own thing, hanging out at home when someone keeps on texting me to leave the house, to do something, to hang out. And for most of the song, I thought I was writing about somebody else. But by the time I finished writing it, I realized I was probably talking to myself. This song came from a time when I was writing a lot of songs real quickly, more specifically for our band Sigma Sound Trip, but we didn't practice a whole lot, so I wanted to write some more songs on the side for myself. I had just finished writing this song called Wag Sanang Magising. In English, it translates to I Hope I Don't Wake Up. And I think I was still in that creative state where ideas just kept on coming. And like a lot of artists, when I'm alone, I do a lot of experimentation with melodies, different rhythms, and fragments of conversation. The original idea was simple. It's a song about someone convincing somebody else to leave the house and go somewhere fun. But while writing the structure for the music video, I started to realize I wasn't thinking about somebody else. I think I was imagining an earlier version of myself. There was a time when I hung out with friends a lot more, but over the years, people drift apart, lives change, and also I grew a lot more introverted. So underneath all that fun energy, I think the song is about me convincing myself to reconnect with the world again. The rhythm guitar was the first musical idea, and it was already playing in my head before I touched the guitar. So after a couple of nights when it was still there, I thought I should capture it before I forget, like I do with a lot of songs. I went downstairs and I picked up my phone and recorded myself. I didn't even know what chord I was playing. I just picked a fret that was comfortable and I just started playing it. And then after a few tries, I thought, you know what, there's this riff that should go right after it. So the rhythm guitar needs to get out of the way, and then this riff should go right after it. And then a couple of days later, I was working out downstairs, and I had Mike O'Leary's Sunday Cleaning playing in the background, and it was an episode on R&B slow jams. And I could hear the bass from the other room, the bass line from the other room, and I thought how emotional it could be without being too busy. I experimented with different bass lines that would complement that rhythm guitar until I found one. After that came the drums, which was very basic. Once the bass and the drums were together, I remember vibing to it, and I had it on a loop, and I was just playing over and over again until I came up with a basic melody for the verse. Something like that. And then I think the following day I was working out the chorus, and I thought the chorus would also use the same 3-note structure, but I wanted to have it more impactful. So I thought, it should have like a chorus of backup vocals that would sing on the upbeat. So it'd be something like da 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 da. And yeah, I picked up my phone and I recorded myself singing it in the kitchen. One of the hardest parts was writing the lyrics for the chorus. I had originally written the chorus to have a certain melodic pattern, but Filipino is emotional in a very different way from English. English is, I think, more flexible rhythmically, but Filipino has its own natural flow and emphasis. And because I write melodically from rhythm first, sometimes the words were fighting the groove. I like lyrics to feel percussive, almost like drums. I was a drummer first, so I kept trying to force certain Filipino words into these rhythm shapes, and they just sounded unnatural. Eventually, I realized something important, and that is the Filipino language already had natural rhythm inside it. Instead of forcing the language to fit the melody, I needed the melody to dance with the language.
Kaya bihis na dadaan ako. Maghanda ka na, lalabas tayo.
Some production ideas came from ChatGPT, admittedly, and those include playing ghost notes, playing the bass notes on the and upbeat, keeping arrangements emotionally ambiguous instead of resolving everything cleanly. And that helped shape the identity of the song. As far as the main production idea, I wanted this song to sound different from my previous songs. In my older arrangements, the chords were fuller and the harmonies more defined. But this time I wanted more ambiguity. I wanted the instruments to say just enough without explaining the emotion. For example, the bass line is constantly pulling towards a resolution, but never lands there completely. So the song keeps leaning forward emotionally. There is one moment in the song when the bass finally lands on a stable note. And because the song avoids resolution most of the time, that tiny moment suddenly feels meaningful. I also avoided traditional drum fills, and instead I used a kick pattern to create momentum between sections. The synths hint at a major chord but never fully defines them. And the guitar fills add color without taking over the arrangement. Sometimes when I removed something, the song somehow felt bigger. I think I learned that tension isn't created from what you add. Sometimes it comes from what you refuse to resolve. I started this song thinking it was about inviting somebody else out into the world, but maybe that person I was trying to reach was me. I was probably trying to reboot a previous version of myself so that I could reconnect better with the world. And I think that's why the song never fully resolves. It's because I'm still figuring it out.